10 races down in the Craftsman Truck Series here for the 4Wide Motorsports, and we've just got a couple of races remaining. We're almost into February now, and the season comes to a close at the end of March, so things are waning and points are waning for a lot of these drivers. Not a lot of time for them to get many more points, and they're going to have to get the points this evening. Connor Carlson, he's still your current leader overall. Austin Cansell currently in second. Gap to him, 74 points. Again, it's not as many points as you'd think, but man, look at all those drivers about third to ninth. Just a couple points, 5, 6, or here and there points between them. So it is a hard fight, third through ninth in the overall standings. We'll get to talk about that some more this evening. But they've got one lap till they go green, so let's get into your grid. It is Matt Grenier starting up front in the number 20, and your last race winner from Kansas, Bobby Hall Jr. starting second on the outside of the front row. Then it's Alex Healy making his debut this weekend. No, he's raced before. This is his second, and it's Paul Dillon in row 2 as well. Austin Pack and Haley Moody in the 81 and 50 will start 5th and 6th. Then it's Yogi Schlier and Ron Walters, 7th and 8th. 9th and 10th will be Stephen Luttrell and newcomer Drew King in the 34. Then 11th and 12th, it's Wes Wiglin. I'm going to try to work on that name tonight. And the 5 of Landon Brown. Back behind them in row number 7, it's Hunter Carlson and Daniel Worthington. Then Charles Oberg and Harold Rothery, your winner from Myrtle Beach. Then it's Wayne Cannon, Chris Norris, 17th, 18th. 19th, Emmett Crow, you're one of our fellow announcers in the 67. And then it is Dallas Sunderman and Daniel Jones rounding out your 21-car field. Let's go green here in Michigan. 80 laps lie ahead of these Truck Series racers. I never even got into it. My name is Scott Shive, and our excellent color announcer / producer, Tracy Brown. We're here to bring you all of the action this evening. Matt Grenier, he leads it off from the start. Bobby Hall Jr. looks to fall into line in second out of turn 2. Single file now throughout the top 5. This track is going to be about the draft. It's going to be about momentum. 2 mile long, the length of this track out here in Michigan. So it's going to be important to keep up momentum this evening and follow in line of your competitors. It's definitely a different style, close to super speedway racing, not quite pack style. Here goes Paul Dillon in the 113. He's looking low on the inside of Bobby Hall Jr.
Yeah, Scott, I tell you, there's one thing about this particular package that we have here tonight with these trucks. They're going to be punching a big hole in here. Got a 2-mile racetrack. Draft is going to be king. And one thing that I'm looking at is the number of new faces that we have in here tonight. And just kind of see how everyone meshes together and how they race around one another and everything. So it should be an exciting race here before it's all said and done.
We do have quite a couple new drivers, but two of my friends were planning to race tonight. One of them is here, the other didn't make it. So with that, it is 4 rookies this evening that have not raced yet in the Truck Series. So a lot of drivers trying to get used to the style and how FWM races, and that's going to create, drivers are going to have to wonder who they can trust, who they know how they can race around. Stephen Luttrell is one of those drivers that everyone knows is a staple here at FWM and how good he is as a driver. Currently in 6th place, working to the inside of the 79 of Alex Healy. So movement already, and look at this. It's movement for the lead across the line this time. Paul Dillon, he started from 3rd. He looked inside of Bobby Hall Jr., and this time he looked inside of Matt Grenier. Paul Dillon to the lead, and look at that. Austin Pack to second. Whoa, big wiggle for Grenier.
Yeah, he was getting in there.
Oh, there we go. On the wall, Tracy.
Yeah, he scrubbed off a little speed there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. He got in a little hot and looks like he got a little bit loose. Maybe he was trying to regain his composure or something and just kind of lost the front end. Went up, scraped the wall a little bit, but he seems to be rolling fine.
It's really easy when you make a mistake in turn 1 to try to make up the time that you lost in turn 2. And it looked like that was exactly what the 20 of Matt Grenier was trying to do and pushed it just a little bit too wide. Might wonder if there's wheel damage on that number 20. He is falling back as of now. He's back in 6th after starting on the pole. So 5 spots down for the 20 of Matt Grenier, but it is Paul Dillon in the 113 up to the front. He is yet to be able to win. The most notable race for him was Dover back in September. It was a very strong race for him, but it didn't lean his way later on in the race. But he's got 2 tough customers right behind him in Austin Pack and the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. They're going to be tough ones to hold off.
They sure are, because they look like they're getting nose to tail. I'm not sure if they have anything pre-planned or not, but they're certainly running in the same line. And again, at this track with the draft, they're going to go right around Paul Dillon. He's going to have to fall in behind them as soon as he can in order to stay with them.
And he'll do his best to stay with them. So on through Austin Pack, Stephen Luttrell now up into first and second. Paul Dillon demoted down to third. So you're already your third leader of this race within just the first 6 laps. That is half the amount of laps, half the amount of leaders, and in the full amount of laps. That is not something we see very often, Tracy.
Yeah, it certainly isn't. But there again, that sort of action kind of lends itself here at this track with this particular vehicle, with all the drafting that's going to be going on. And Scott, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm totally anticipating, a lot of different changes for the lead, as we see Stephen Luttrell right now sneaking underneath Austin Pack, kind of dropping off his drafting partner.
Sometimes it's very easy to want to say, I'm going to relax right now. I'm going to hang out. Austin Pack, a guy I race with a lot on the Monday Late Model Series. Him and I, a lot of times, will just kind of ride. And at this point, Stephen Luttrell, he doesn't look like he wants to ride. He's looking for the lead for the first time today. But Pack will be able to hold him off on the top side. So Luttrell, this is going to be a tougher pass for him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else too, Scott. It's going to be hard for me to really get the camera off of our leaders here, because there's such an opportunity for passes for the lead here so quickly, especially when you get 2 guys ganged up on the leader. But we'll try to get our camera back through the field here as we go throughout the night. As you see, Stephen Luttrell right now, man, he's closing in on Austin Pack. Perhaps, got Pack loose, getting into turn 1.
Move the air right on that left rear quarter panel. 81 had to catch it, move up the racetrack. That hurt his momentum out of turn 2 that time. So Luttrell now wheel to wheel with the 81 of Austin Pack. Looks low this time through 3 and 4 at Michigan. He's going to have great momentum down low. Wraps the bottom well, but can he clear up? Not enough room to clear. You could see Luttrell was thinking about it, but Pack's nose was there. He'll lead yet again. All this fighting, Tracy, is allowing Paul Dillon, Bobby Hall Jr., and Alex Healy to get closer. We are about to have 5 cars under a blanket for the lead at Michigan, when we've still got 70 laps to go.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how long can they keep this up. I mean, obviously the intensity isn't there right now because we're only on lap 10. But, man, there is some close racing going on, and especially with the draft, there's going to be some fast closing rates on the guys from behind. And as the intensity picks up, something tells me the guys in the front aren't going to be so polite, and they're probably going to be trying to block them a little bit to keep them from getting the lead as well.
Later in the going, definitely, as Luttrell gets loose, center of turns 1 and 2. That's going to allow Austin Pack to look low. Luttrell is your 4th leader of the day already in the first 10 laps. But Pack wants to be the first repeat leader. Each time those, in just a couple laps we've had, each time leader's been passed, he has yet to be able to take it back. But Pack looking to be the first. Air is definitely upsetting the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. So Pack will have the lead once again, but he is not clear on his own. Luttrell still hanging on his outside.
Yeah, with those 3 trucks teamed up, nose tail up top, you just see right there Paul Dillon kind of ducking down to the lower line. It's probably the best thing that Pack can hope for right now, because if they get teamed up nose to tail, they'll truck right on past Pack.
That's exactly what happened when Alex Grenier lost the lead. Or excuse me, Matt Grenier, who is, by the way, down in 8th place. Still been falling a little bit through the field, trying to solidify himself, but look at this. Those 5 cars, including Bobby Hall Jr. and Alex Healy, they are all here together. They are all fighting for this lead. Pack had a bit of a problem that time out of 3 and 4, so lead back to Stephen Luttrell. Paul Dillon was able to move back through, back into second for himself. Bobby Hall Jr., he started up on the front row, but he has been not fighting for the lead ever since then. Will we see that green 94 machine get in this fight? Alex Healy has gone by him, so it has been only a loss of position so far for Hall Jr.
Well, here with Forward Wide Motorsports, Bobby Hall Jr.'s only ran 1 race, and he captured the checker flag with that. So, you know, that's saying a little something. I think he's kind of got these trucks kind of figured out, and I think he'll be there at the end.
Well, and he beat some really good drivers in Austin Cansdale, and currently your championship leader, Hunter Carlson, who finished 2nd and 3rd. Other drivers in there that are also here tonight, drivers like Matt Grenier, who finished 5th. Harold Rothery, your winner from 1 month ago, he finished 14th. Austin Pack, he finished 13th on the lead lap as well. So a lot of great drivers that Bobby Hall Jr. was able to defeat when they went to Kansas 2 weeks ago. So let's see if Bobby Hall Jr. can repeat that. Again, this is a very different style of driving than it is. This is Hunter Carlson, your current championship leader. I think we jumped to him. We saw him in 7th currently. And we saw the 7 of Wes Wiegand. We checked in with the 50 of Haley Moody as well. So there's a couple packs developing. This is the top 5 pack that we're riding along with as Paul Dillon and Austin Pack go to battle once again. Then it's a 4-car pack, 6th to 9th. And then it is another big pack, about 10th to 16th. And then your final pack, 17th to 21st. So 4 distinct packs have presented themselves to us, Tracy.
Yeah, and that was exactly what I was telling you earlier there, Scott. It's so hard to take the camera off of the leaders because there could be a pass at any moment, at any turn. As soon as we get the camera away from them, of course, Paul Dillon comes back up there and battles for the lead. As we see right now, 94. Bobby Hall Jr. was given the 79 of Alex Healy a little push there, trying to get some momentum on Pack.
Dillon. Yep, he's trying to catch momentum. Needs to stay in line with him, keep holding the draft. Paul Dillon trying to make something of it. Got stuck on the bottom. He'll have to fall back into line. And look at this. Here comes a move from Alex Healy. He's looking low on the 81 of Pack. Will he be able to make it stick? And look at Bobby Hall Jr. He's looking low as well, nearly 3 wide.
Yeah, I think
Very difficult, Tracy, to be able to turn down into turn 1 and carry momentum upwards unless you can clear them into 1.
Ooh, that was a strange move by Bobby Hall Jr. there. Yeah, I'm not exactly
Stephen
sure.
Luttrell, your leader, into the pits. I was not expecting that. We've got followers as well. I was not expecting pit stops so early, but some drivers are intending to come down into the pit lane. Austin Pack dived down as well. Paul Dillon, Hunter Carlson is in. Ron Walters, Harold Rothery, Haley Moody, Landon Brown, Charles Oberg, Chris Norris, Daniel Worthington, and Yogi Schleer. About half of the field came into the pit lane that time.
Yeah, and I do apologize.
I was not expecting pit stops so early, Tracy.
Oh, I wasn't either. That definitely caught me off guard. Had no idea that was going to happen there. And it sort of makes me wonder, Scott, if they didn't have something pre-planned or maybe talked before the race for that many guys to jump on pit road at the same time.
I'm not sure, but we've got a response from the rest of the drivers out behind them that did not pit. All of them have come in this time, so everyone that just pitted is now back out on the racetrack, and everyone that stayed out is now in the pits waiting for service. I've got to imagine it's at least right side tires and fuel. But I'm seeing some drivers, I think, take fuel only.
Yeah, there's a lot of action going on there, and unfortunately I don't have a great camera view, but I will have that problem solved before long. But man, all these guys coming in to pit, and trying to mix back in with all the drivers that had pitted previously. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out.
Well, I'm seeing one thing that is shaking out. Alex Healy and Bobby Hall Jr. were really great into the pit lane and out of the pit lane because they are 1.2 seconds ahead of Bobby Hall Jr. Now, they are still trying to gain their momentum, so Stephen Luttrell is closing in on them quite slowly, but Luttrell gave up the lead to come into the pits first. Healy and Bobby Hall Jr. were running in third and fourth, so they were able to leapfrog the leader through their pit cycle. Matt Grenier, he also made up some time for himself. He is back in fourth, as it was when he pitted from eighth when he came in.
Well, I tell you, Scott, I'm looking here, and we got Wes Wiglin, or Wagon. I'm sorry, Wes.
Wigan. I don't know. I struggle with it too.
But he, in that round of pit stops anyway, appears to have the fastest stop with 7.9 seconds. So I'm thinking he just took on a little splash of fuel, perhaps just to get him to the end here.
Yeah, they definitely, some drivers came in and just took fuel only. So Stephen Luttrell has now gone around Bobby Hall Jr. and Alex Healy. And what I'm noticing now, looking at the times, it looks like Stephen Luttrell took 4, and it looks like Healy and Bobby Hall Jr. at least took 2 tires or fuel only. So about your drivers 2nd through 5th right now took fuel only. So that explains the makeup in time. Another driver that did take 4 but made up time for himself, it was Drew King in the 34. He was running 21st in last before the stage of pit stops, and, well, he's made up 7 spots in 1 pit cycle. Good job, Drew King. The mailman, as we call him.
Oh, I wonder why.
Because he comes and hauls the mail.
Oh, okay. I thought it might be for the paint scheme. I got you.
Oh, it is.
Well,
that is why. That's where it originated from. So we'll see what he can do. Currently up in 14th for the 34. It looks like the 50 of Haley Moody trying to track him down, as we've got a nice pack right through 4th through 7th. These are some of your early leaders. Hunter Carlson, he was in 7th before the pit stops began. He is currently fighting for the 6th spot with the 20 of Matt Grenier. So it looks like drivers who did not take 4 tires are suffering because of it. Grenier, he was one of those drivers, and he's already fallen 4 positions just after the pit cycle. And Austin Pack is the next closest driver to the 2nd and 3rd place drivers, Bobby Hall Jr. and Alex Healy, who also took 2 tires. So he will look to track them down. But Hunter Carlson has done a good job to make up a spot already.
Yeah, I tell you one thing, Scott, that I'm a bit curious about. I can't seem to reconcile it in my brain here, but Stephen Luttrell had a 14.5 second pit stop. Bobby Hall and Alex Healy both had 8.5 plus or minus pit stops. And then it only took Stephen Luttrell like maybe a half a lap to kind of walk them down and pass them. I don't know. That would be 6 seconds in time, but I don't know. Maybe he had
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he. Obviously, Stephen Luttrell must have taken on tires, but maybe he just got into the pits faster or something.
I think that's definitely a factor. I will also say, just a moment ago, less than a lap ago, the 81 of Pack was about 1.5 seconds back of those two, and he just flew right on by them. So maybe the tires are more important than maybe some of those drivers thought, because they are definitely falling through the field. As Austin Pack goes through, Paul Dillon looks to follow through, and is the same for Hunter Carlson. So I think 4 tires was absolutely the call, because 2 tires or no tires is not holding at all.
Scott, that's a very good point. And I don't really think of Michigan as being a tire track, a track that uses tires.
I thought it would be okay, not too abrasive.
But wow, the way the guys, kind of walk down to leaders by taking tires, it's got me wondering again now.
Me as well. Well, I know we got do them at some point, and just having pit stops and getting everything settled out, I think it's a good time for us to maybe take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of the action from the trucks at Michigan. Welcome back to the Truck Series on for 4Wide Motorsports on the 4Wide Motorsports Network. My name is Scott Shive. I'm joined alongside by Tracy Brown, our fearless producer, and tonight your color analyst. So, Stephen Luttrell currently in the lead by 3.2 seconds. Then it's Hunter Carlson currently in third behind Paul Dillon, and now he's passing Paul Dillon as Paul Dillon looks to be making another pit stop. So, Tracy, are we already about to get another round of pit stops?
I guess so, Scott. This is kind of surprising to me. I don't really know what to say, man. I'm not sure if it's the... I tell you what. Now, I did hear that there was apparently about 17 laps on fuel. So
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, as we see Paul Dillon sliding through his pits there. So
because about every driver pitted at lap 18, and it has been about 17 laps since that, as we are on lap 35 of 80 with 46 to go. So I would not be surprised if we see more come in. Let's see. Yes, Landon Brown is in. Harold Rothery is in.
Right on cue.
Dallas Sutterman is in. But not as many pitting together. Just about 4 of them pitted together that time. Emmett Crow is the last person who has not pitted yet. So 15 drivers have yet to pit through this second cycle. Okay, here we go. Stephen Luttrell is in as we see these drivers making it through pit exit. So the 36 of Stephen Luttrell is in and out. It was a fairly quick stop for Luttrell. So it might have been 2 tires only that time. Remember, he took 4 tires earlier, and it was 2 tires this time for the 36. So let's see how that affects him.
Yeah, and we still got Bobby Hall Jr., Alex Healy. And I think they're coming in right now.
They just came into the pits.
Yes.
Yes, they did. 2 guys, they've seemed to be together all night long. Gotta wonder if maybe they're working together behind the scenes, trying to keep each other in line and help each other propel each other forward. So they come into their boxes, second and third. And your early leader of Matt Grenier, your pole sitter, is in. Wayne Cannon also in this time. Wayne Cannon, the only driver who is yet to pit. It looks like he's slow on the back straightaway for Wayne Cannon, and I think he might be out of fuel. He is.
Oh,
Wayne
my
Cannon,
goodness.
the 29, out of fuel.
Oh, wow. And that's going to be
that
a
is going to be a
slow
huge detriment. It will. I believe I don't know if he'll be able to make it back. It's quite well. Okay, pit entry was closer than I thought, so he's going to make it. But that was close. I thought pit entry was a little bit farther away, but definitely a big loss in time for the 29 of Wayne Cannon, who ran out of fuel, planning to come to pit road. He was the only driver who had yet to make it into the pits, and still not yet to his stall. I don't know, Tracy. Maybe he isn't going to make it. I think he's right here near the rear.
I was fixing to say that's a long ways to roll. Yeah, at least he didn't slide through, right?
No. He did not slide through. It was a nice gentle roll into the pit lane. But back on track, it is Stephen Luttrell, who has now increased his lead to 5.2 seconds. And we tried to see those top 5 closing in on each other, and now there's a bigger gap in between them all. It's 2.3 seconds back from second to third with Paul Dillon. Then it is 4.4 seconds back from Paul Dillon to Austin Pack. So these top 4, there is no less than 2.3 seconds in between all of them. So your front 4 are really broken up. Now Bobby Hall Jr., right on the back of Austin Pack, he is your closest contender within the top 5 to gaining position. Him and Alex Healy, we talked about them being a tag team. That the tag team has been split up. 2.3 seconds back is Healy from Hall Jr. You can see on your timing tower, the top 5 currently: Luttrell, Carlson, Dillon, Pack, and Hall Jr. This is Healy you're looking at from the helicopter view, currently running in 6th position. Then it looks like we've got a little battle between Wes Wiegand and Matt Grenier for 7th place between the 7 and the 20 car. Wes, he's 4 spots up from the start of this race, while Grenier has dropped a couple spots after starting on pole. did well to finish start on pole, and he's been running in the top 10 almost all race, but it hasn't seemed like a pole-setting race for the 20 of Matt Grenier.
Yeah. And Scott, I think, as we see Emmett Crow in the 67. Oh man. Loses control.
Hard into the inside wall. The left front is absolutely destroyed on the number 67 of Emmett Crow.
And we remain green.
That is our first incident of the day. We do remain green. He is off the racing surface, and that looks like engine trouble as you see smoke pouring out of the rear of the deck lid. And that may be day over for the 67 of Emmett Crow. He does have a fast repair, so I say day over. He can get a fast repair and get back in this fight. But he was going a lap down right there, and it seemingly had a problem. I want to rewind here. It looks like he just got loose. Yeah. Looks like, I'm looking back right now, looks like he just got loose, got into the grass, and wanted to keep it. He did a great job of keeping it off of the racing line. And sadly, because he had to pull that maneuver, he made hard left front contact with the inside wall of the pit lane. But he's gotten his fast repair, and Emmett Crow is looking to rejoin the races. Wow, we've got a skirmish here, starting with the 5 of Landon Brown, who's currently in 10th position. Then it is Drew King in the 34, Haley Mudu, and Harold Rothery. It is a 4-car blanket for the fight for the last spot in the top 10. And look at this, Drew King going to slide in front of Landon Brown. He wants to take that last spot in the top 10, but Brown looks under. He pulls the crossover. Will he take the move down in 1?
I really wanted to say slide job right there, but I held back.
And he just did. Slide job for the number 5. Gets a little loose that time. Big wiggle for the 34, Drew King. Harold Rothery also getting past Haley Moody right behind this. That is the battle for 12th. But they are not far off of these drivers running 10th and 11th. Nice fight here between Brown and King. Here goes King again. He looks low. All the while, we'll stay with this battle because it is your best battle on track. But Hunter Carlson is closing in on Stephen Luttrell. We talked about him taking 2 tires. Hunter Carlson took 4 that time, and he is closing down the lead. We wondered, Tracy, how would 2 tires affect the leader after we saw what happened the first time around for others, and it is clearly affecting Stephen Luttrell. But here goes Drew King back inside of the 5 of Landon Brown for 10th spot. Harold Rothery, he's not too far off in that green number 16. He's looking for 11th position.
Scott, I'm totally surprised. I mean, right now, Hunter Carlson, he's less than a half a second away from Stephen Luttrell. And Stephen had, what was it, a 5-6 second lead. He did. I'm just finding it so hard to believe that tires are making this big a difference here on this particular track. But as you can see, Hunter Carlson right now going underneath Luttrell. He's going to take the pass going into turn 1.
I can't believe it either, but there goes Hunter Carlson, who has not won since September. He won the opening 3 races in the Truck Series, and he's still your championship leader. But he has not won since September at Dover Motor Speedway. So if there's anyone hungry for a win, it is the 32 of Hunter Carlson. Luttrell will fall to second. And here comes Paul Dillon on his 4 fresh tires. Now, we are 11 laps into this run, so it will not be too long until we see all these drivers hit the pit lane once more. But Stephen Luttrell, I'm surprised that he did choose to take 2 tires, especially after how he passed those up front early on that had taken 2 tires before him when he took 4.
Scott, I am too, especially with such a good pit stop that Stephen Luttrell had on that first pit stop. He got in and out, took his 4 tires, so fast, and actually gained the lead, if my memory serves me correctly, through that pit cycle. But wow,
my thought is just if you're the leader and 4 tires is clearly the move, I'm going to take 4. If someone wants to take 2, I know I'm going to run him back down because, well, he did for those others that took 2 the first time.
Well, it's been a while since I've raced this particular track. Oh, as we see 56, Chris Norris got a little bit loose there coming off the corner. I just, I'm not sure which update iRacing had, but obviously they have changed the settings for the tires or something, because I've never had this experience here in Michigan before. It was just never that severe on tires. But honestly, I love this.
I definitely never have either. Yeah, I do too. I think it's great.
And maybe this is reflects closer to real world racing, perhaps.
Well,
but either way, it's putting on a great
speeds.
Yeah,
it is. It is. It's putting on great. We've had plenty of changes for the lead. Too many to count at this point. Nearing around probably 10. I mean, probably with people leading lap. There we go. 6 drivers have led, and 10 lead changes have occurred. Fastest lap currently put down by Stephen Luttrell with a 39.5. And speaking of laps, we're about a second of fall off from 12 laps ago when these drivers pitted for tires. So that tells you 10 laps, 1 second of fall off. That is some extreme tire wear, Tracy.
It is, and what is more surprising to me, Scott, is, I mean, look at that, the cautions stat line there. 0 for 0 laps. Yeah, I do too, man.
Absolutely love it. Hey, I know we weren't broadcasting, and I'm a little biased, but we had a great race on Friday in the ARCA series. It was at 5 flags. We only had 3 cautions for 9 laps in a 150-lap race. And I'm definitely a little biased in terms of how it finished, because I was gladly able to become victorious once more in FWM. But throughout the field, everyone loved the race and everyone had a ton of fun. And it was a lot of good green flag racing, and it was very enjoyable for all. Looking back right now with the 50 of Haley Moody and the 5 of Landon Brown, been getting passed by a couple of drivers here as of recent. You wouldn't think it, but you have got to save your tires here at Michigan with this new tire build that iRacing has done.
And look at this.
Running 170 miles. Whoa, ho, ho. The teammates going at it.
The power couple.
That is absolutely awesome. Moody and Brown, the power couple, the 50 and the 5. Well, the power couple might be at, one of them might have to sleep on the couch tonight. And that would be Landon Brown, almost getting the 50 adrift.
Yeah.
So, pit stops incoming, and I think we've already got some taking that time to come into the pits. Drew King, your first driver to come into the pit lane. The number 34, I think Stephen Luttrell. Yep, Stephen Luttrell is in. Austin Pack has come in. Paul Dillon is in. So a couple drivers choosing to bring it in this time. Alex Healy pit 1 lap ago. Yogi Schleer came in. Daniel Worthington, Chris Norris. They've all been into the pit lane in their proper time. So let's see how this changes. Let's see who takes 2, who takes 4. Because, I mean, I want to make up position, Tracy, but if I take 2, I know I'm going to be eaten alive.
Scott, I don't really know what to say here, man. It's just interesting the way the whole field is getting shuffled around right now. And I'm interested myself just to see how this is going to play out. But it's just like you say, if you don't take on tires, man, you're going to get eaten alive here. You have to take on tires from what I've seen. But it looks like to me Hunter Carlson with an 8.4 second stop. It appears this particular stop that he didn't take on tires. And
and to that, I've got to wonder. If maybe some of them were just pitting for fuel, because I did not hear the word on the tire allotment for the night. So what we may be not thinking about, Tracy, is that they don't have enough tires to take 4 every time they've come into the pits. So
that's a good point.
That's the answer to the question. There we go. 3 tires, 3 sets.
Yep.
So, and this was I think the 3rd time we've pitted, and they're going to pit 4 times in this race.
Yeah.
We will have one more set of pit stops. So that means one pit stop, you cannot take tires. And so that answers our question. And I think Steven Luttrell was going ahead and getting that pit stop out of the way where he did not take tires, because I'm going to go and try to look for him and see where he is currently. I can't find him on my timing tower. I'm having a little bit of trouble finding him.
Yeah, I'm showing him a lap down.
That he took.
In position
I am as well.
20. Yeah.
Let's see if something happened. I'm going to go rewind and see. Did he have a speeding penalty? I think he had a speeding penalty. He came in, took 4 tires, and then he waited. He sat there for quite a while. I think he had some sort of penalty. It might have been speeding. Yep. Some sort of penalty for the 36 of Luttrell. So a massive mistake from the driver who has dominated this race once he took the lead and was playing out a great strategy. And unless a caution comes, I think this race could be over for the 36. And he's already a lap down, but he's not even the first to lap down. He is the 4th car 1 lap down. So he has to make it to be the first car 1 lap down and hopefully get a caution to fall his way. Because if it does not, this race is over for the 36 of Luttrell.
It is, Scott. That's exactly where I would have placed my money if I were a betting man. But there again, that's the whole reason why I don't bet. I'm a betting man, not a winning betting man. Oh, wow. So we see the 12 of Yogi Schleer and the 16, I think that is, isn't that Harold Rothery?
That's
yes,
Harold
it
Rothery.
is.
It
yes.
is.
And Landon Brown.
Schleer's going to blow by both of them.
Wow.
And Rothery and Schleer both took 4 that time. This must be the pit stop for Landon Brown, where he did not take any tires, just fuel only. So he's falling down just a little bit. Looks like Drew King, the driver who came in first, looks like he took just 2 tires that time. Currently, your highest running driver that took 2 is currently Paul Dillon, 6 seconds ahead of 3rd place Alex Healy. So this is awesome. I love the strategy of forcing them that, hey, at some point in this race, you are going to have to not take tires because you don't have enough. And I love that.
I do too, Scott. I'm totally confused right now based upon the pit strategy, who's running where, who's got the most advantage coming up on this final pit stop. But I love it. I really, really do, man.
Too.
This is just, I don't know. It's like shuffling a deck of cards every time somebody pits.
Well, exactly. And I've got to imagine that most drivers have now all at least taken no tires at one point or another in the race, because you definitely do not want to run the last 35 laps of this race on one set of tires, especially if you are one in contention for the lead. Paul Dillon, one of the only drivers up in the top 5 that took no tires this time. So Alex Healy is slowly marching in on that 113. He's closed the gap now 1.5 seconds. It's now just 4.8 in between 2nd and 3rd place, and it is 7/10 between Paul Dillon and Hunter Carlson for the lead. They both took 2 tires, by the way. Sorry, I keep saying 2 tires. No tires.
Yeah. Well, right now, you see Healy and Hall. I'm not sure if they're trying to work together or not, but it looks like to me they're trying to stay nose to. Yeah, that would be a good strategy to try to gain some position on the track and sort of maybe gain an advantage on the rest of the field on this final pit stop. But I think Hunter is going to be looking at having to come in around with 11, maybe 10 laps to go for his final stop.
Yep. Most drivers will probably do that. So I've got to imagine then that Carlson will probably come here in the next couple of laps, because he does not want to stay out on those old tires for longer than he has to, which I like this call, because it means you're going to spend the least amount of laps on that set of 2 tires. Because they pitted just a short, let's see, let me do my math.
I'm showing, yeah.
8 laps ago?
Yeah.
So you're only going to spend about 11 to 12 laps as compared to 18 or 19. on those older tires. So this might be, it could be a possible winning move for Hunter Carlson or Paul Dillon, because Paul Dillon is still very much in this fight. Him and Carlson are on the same strategy, and he's within half a second of the 32. So this is not Carlson's to win. It's definitely his to lose, because Dillon is right behind, and with a mistake from the 32, Paul Dillon will be ready to pounce.
Yeah, Scott, I don't know really what to say, man. I mean, because we've got we've got so many different things going on here. We got Bobby Hall and Matt Grenier here. They're teaming up, running nose to tail, trying to make up some time on the track, which is going to do nothing but help them out.
And they are making up time.
Yeah.
2.2 seconds now, the gap to second place. Just 3 laps ago, it was 6.8 seconds. So the 79 and 94 of Healy and Hall Jr. are absolutely closing down and marching forward on the 2 leaders of Carlson and Dillon. The question is, how far can they get away from those 2 until they may take their pit stops for their last set of 4 fresh tires? And when? Now the window is open. The window is open now for anybody.
Yeah, as we see Hunter Carlson and Paul Dillon, I wonder if they weren't looking out the rearview mirror thinking, man, we got a team up here too, and try to.
And that would be very smart of them. That would be extremely smart to work together and say, hey, we're on old tires. Let's go work against them. I don't know if they're working together, as Paul Dillon looks slow inside of Carlson. He's thinking about it. He is absolutely thinking about it. And if they do get to fighting here, it will only mean that Alex Healy and Bobby Hall Jr. will get to the 2 of them faster.
Yeah, and Scott, I'm not sure that's such a great decision by Paul Dillon there. I think he would have been better off to kind of fall in behind Hunter Carlson, kind of run second, and just have them kind of stave off Hall and Grenier as long as they can, and then kind of battle it out on that last run. But they're definitely within the pit window right now, so they, anyone can come at any time.
Hall Jr. They can. And the window is open, and Alex Healy has taken that time to come in. Hall Jr. has decided to stay out. He's going to try to march around these 2 leaders who are on old tires, and he's going to do it with a fair amount of ease. Outside of Carlson, inside of Dillon, new leader Bobby Hall Jr. He started in second, but he has not seen second position since the beginning of the race. Here comes Hunter Carlson. Paul Dillon decided to stay out. So everyone that was working together or looking to be on the same strategy, pitting on different laps. I'm really excited to see how this shakes out. Here comes Matt Grenier in the number 20.
I am too, Scott.
Alex
because
Healy is now cycled out front. Go ahead, Tracy.
Oh, I was fixing to say, this is exciting right here, man. I mean, this strategy at work, it's going to be interesting to see who can more or less put it all together. I mean, a caution-free race right now. We've already seen Stephen Luttrell apparently got caught for speeding there on pit road, so it could be lost very quickly.
Really only 2 big errors on the day. It was Emmett Crow getting loose in turn 3 with 40 laps to go right around the halfway break. It did not bring out a caution as he spun off of the racetrack. He had race-ending damage, but was able to use a fast repair. And then the only other notable thing was that Stephen Luttrell speeding in the pit lane and having a penalty. Besides that, it's been everything straight up, right out on the racetrack. Who takes 4 and who has to save a set? Here comes Bobby Hall Jr., currently in the lead. He's coming in to make his final stop. Paul Dillon, he has made his final stop and now looks to rejoin on the racetrack. So where will they rejoin? At what point, how far apart will everyone be, and will Hunter Carlson reassume the lead? Your current leader is the 16 of Harold Rothery. Then it's Bobby Hall Jr., who is now still in the pit lane, falling on back. So Rothery, Charles Oberg, and Steven Luttrell, your only three drivers that have yet to make their final pit stop. Everyone else has been into the pit lane and now either exiting it or are already back on the track. This is Hunter Carlson in the 32, now working to the inside of Healy, who last run was tracking him down, but now they're on even tires. It is a straight up fight. This is for fourth, but it could be for the lead. Oh, near contact. Bobby Hall Jr., he's back out on the racetrack now. He is ahead of the two battling Carlson and Healy by just 2 seconds. Big problem for Emmett Crow.
Yeah, I just saw him.
The outside wall.
And we will remain green.
We will remain green. Emmett Crow able to keep that car in a straight line. So of every driver that has hit it, Bobby Hall Jr. is currently in the lead of that strategy by 1.7 seconds over Carlson. Carlson and Healy are locked together tight. But Hall Jr., he has got some help in the number 58 of Alice Sunderman. Sunderman has pitted, so he has taken 4 fresh tires as well. So this could be a huge advantage to the 94 of Hall Jr. with the help of this 58 of Sunderman.
Yeah, as we see the 79 right now with Alex Healy. I thought he was going to hop onto the Hunter Carlson's back bumper as we see Hunter getting loose there, getting into the corner. And he
is fighting for everything he's got.
Yes.
It is a straight up fight. Only driver that has now come into the pits that has no tires left available. And okay, hold on. The minute I'm talking about this, last time in the box for Bobby Hall Jr., 9.4 seconds. So it could have been fuel only. But I remember specifically earlier when him and Alex Healy came in and had a short pit stop as well. So maybe I've got to imagine that it was just 2 tires. Because he had a set. He had a set during that pit stop because him and Alex Healy saved a set in that first initial pit stop when you and I were wondering why.
Yeah.
So maybe Hall chose to take 2 tires instead of 4. Hunter Carlson is closing down little bit by little bit. But can Hall Jr. maybe hold him off on an alternate strategy? It's not 4 old tires, it's 2 new tires on the right side for the 94 of Hall Jr. I don't know if it's going to work though, Tracy, because Carlson's already marched down half a second.
Hey, you just took the words right out of my mouth, Scott. Every corner they go through, Hunter appears to be knocking off about 1/10 of a second here, at least for the last lap or 2. So I'm not sure if Bobby's going to have enough to hold off Hunter before it's all said and done, but the laps are counting down, only 9 laps to go right now.
Well, and I wonder if that thought process, if maybe he didn't think he could beat Carlson straight up and thought to himself, I need to be on a different strategy and try to play my cards differently. Because
good point.
I think if he had taken 4 tires, that Carlson, Healy, and Hall Jr. would all 3 be right together right now in a 3-car pack like we saw early in this race when they were all together just trading the lead bout for bout. But it's Carlson and Healy, 2 and 3. Hall Jr., he is out by 9/10 of a second. You and I talked about Hunter Carlson closing down. He has stalled out a little bit.
Well, the thing that I was just noticing about Hall, I mean, he has been getting a sort of a draft toe from the guys in front of him. It's helping him out tremendously. Whereas Hunter Carlson is kind of leading this pack, but he doesn't have anybody on his bumper to push him forward. But he does have newer tires.
Well, and that might be part of the difference maker. Hall Jr. now looks low on those 2 cars that are aiding him in the draft. Makes a little error out of 3, or excuse me, out of 2. That's going to kill his momentum down the back straightaway. It's 0.6 of a second. Hunter Carlson behind the leader of Hall Jr. And these 2 lap cars are battling in front of Hall Jr. He can pick up their draft, but eventually, if they keep fighting like this, he's going to have to make a way around them. Carlson, he is marching down. This is somehow, whatever's going on right now, it's slowing him down, but Carlson has sniffed up their draft. He is here. There is no more waiting. Hunter Carlson is looking low. He wants to make the pass for the lead, but there's 2 lap cars right in front of the both of them. They both wiggle in the dirty air. It's door to door. As they go sideways, they split them. Both go outside, one goes inside. Still door to door for the lead as they split the lap car.
Oh, wow. The pucker factor went up tremendously right there.
It absolutely did. That could have absolutely ended either of the two leaders' races, but it is Hunter Carlson taking it to the inside. He is back to the lead, the number 32. Can Hall Jr. maybe keep the draft and use those two tires to maybe march around the outside of Carlson?
Yeah, and Alex Healy, he is not out of it yet either. I mean, he's running back, well, essentially 5 cars back, but it does appear that he has newer tires as well. So he may be able to get around Hall Jr.
Same strategy for Healy with Hunter Carlson, the new current leader. It's going to be 4 laps to go this time. Healy now passes Hall Jr. Will Hall Jr. maybe aid the 79 of Alex Healy? Try to get him up to the leader of Carlson. He's giving him a huge push down the front straightaway. Here comes the 79. Charles Oberg in the 77, he's on fresh tires. As we've got the 58, Sunderman, he gets loose out of turn 2. This is going to hold up the leader of Carlson.
Oh boy, I imagine Hunter's going crazy on the mic.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Oh, and it looks like the 79
of. Let them get in his way.
Yeah, I didn't know if this.
Healy, he's on the wall.
It looked like he lost the nose just a smidge. Yes.
Just a little bit. There we go. Move. Hunter Carlson, he's going to pull down and make the block. Healy, he's going to have to send it up high. Hall Jr., he is holding on those 2 tires. It is a 3-car race for the lead. And by the way, through all this skirmish, the 113 of Paul Dillon is catching up. It could become a 4-car battle for the lead before this race is over and before we meet the checkered flag. He wants to join in this fight. Hall Jr., he is doing an outstanding job on those 2 tires to be able to battle with these other drivers on 4 fresh ones. Look at Paul Dillon. It's only Sunderman, the lap car in the middle of him. But he wants to join it, but it's 2 laps to go. Can he make a move? What can Healy do? Hall Jr. gets tight off of 2, has to correct to the inside. As long as Hall Jr. keeps battling with Healy, it is going to slow down Healy in his advance towards Carlson. He would love for those 2 to battle for the rest of this final lap. This time across, it is the white flag for the 32 of Carlson.
I think Hunter's going to be in trouble here. He's got too many guys lined up behind him. He's going to have to make that truck very, very wide down this backstretch.
He will make the truck's rear bumper as wide as he needs to, as many lanes as he needs to. He's going to push it so hard at a 2 that he makes contact with the outside wall. Here comes Healy, the 79. He's got great momentum. He's going to look low, but Carlson throws the block. He's going to straighten it up. They both stay straight, but Healy goes through in the 79. In his second start in FWM Truck Series, he's going to win at Michigan. Hall Jr. is going to go to second. Dillon and Carlson wreck across the line.
Wow.
Paul Dillon ends up 3rd. Carlson finishes in 4th. Matt Grenier in 5th.
Oh, my goodness, Scott.
Oh.
Well, from a spectator point of view, that was exciting, everyone. I'm here to tell you, that was great.
Goodness. That was awesome.
I'm sure there's a couple of guys that aren't too happy.
Yeah. Well, definitely not.
But there's one good thing about it. We're going to be able to talk to 3 out of the top 4 here anyway. It's maybe we'll see if Alex Healy is going to give us a little smoke show.
He is going to give us a smoke show, and while he does that, we will catch our breath and get back to you with the results and the interviews from our top 3. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back, and we're gonna have some fun interviews. I can already imagine that. But let's talk to you about these results. Alex Healy, with a last lap pass in turn 3, gets the win in only his second race in the Truck Series. Bobby Hall Jr., your winner from 2 weeks ago at Kansas, comes one spot short. Then it is Paul Dillon finishing out in the podium, third for him. Carlson, who looked to be, he was looking to be the winner, but Alex Healy made a daring move, and he was able to come home fourth after the incident between the two of them. Then it was Matt Grenier who started up front, finished in fifth. Wes Weekend finished in 6th and 7th for Austin Pack. Drew King in his debut finishes inside the top 10 and 8th. Harold Rothery finishes 9th, and it is 10th place for Landon Brown. Tracy.
Yeah, in 11th position, started in 21st as usual, dead last. Daniel Mindfood Jones almost gets his top 10, brings home 11th position. Then our man, Charles Chucho Burke, in the 77, comes home in 12th. Dallas Sunderman, newcomer here to 4 Wide Motorsports, in the 58, finishes 13th. Daniel Worthington, another newcomer, in the 08, finishes 14th. Haley Moody, first time here with 4 Wide Motorsports, in the 50, finishes 15th. Yogi Schleer in the 12, he finishes 16th. And just an absolute heartbreaking 17th finish for the 36 Stephen Luttrell. Apparently got pinned for speeding on pit road. And the 29 of Wayne Cannon ran out of fuel before he could make it back to the pits, ends up finishing in 18th position. Ron Walters in the 99 finishes 19th. Chris Norris in the 56 ends up finishing 20th. And then Emmett Crow, number 21, the number 67 finishes 21st spot. 4 laps down to wrap up our finishing order. And
So there we go. And Tracy, I'm going to send it right back to you because you've got Paul Dillon.
I do. Paul, how are you doing, man?
Great.
Well, good. I think this is the first time I've ever interviewed you live on air, but man, what a heck of a run tonight. It was just crazy all around. It was all me and Scott could do to keep up with all the changing back and forth between the pit stops and everything, and especially no caution flags tonight. But more or less, I mean, how would you summarize how your night went tonight?
Oh, qualified just fine. Great race, up front, banging it out with the big boys, having a good time. I screwed myself on that last pit stop because I can't add and subtract that quick. You get 17 laps, there's 80. So, I need to pit. I chased Carlson down, and okay, where the hell did he go? Why is he pitting now? We got like 4 or 5 laps to go. And then, then I realized, dude, pit because they're going to take off. And yeah, there just wasn't enough laps to get back on them. But yeah, sneak in that third. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. But otherwise, just a great race with no cautions and tires and fuel. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I got to give you credit there. Well, for all the drivers, for that matter, there were a couple of close calls there, but no cautions tonight. But I just got one more quick question for you. I'm assuming there at the end, did you take on 2 tires or 4 on that last pit stop?
On the last pit, I took 4.
Okay.
It was a stop before that. I had to do that double stint thing.
Right. Okay. And that's sort of where I was going with that. I mean, that was intentional, in other words. And you made a pit stop there without taking tires because obviously you would have run out towards the end. So that was intentional that you left yourself a set of tires. Okay. Well, Paul, outstanding job, man. And what an incredible field of drivers that you were going up against here, man. We had 21 competitors. And I couldn't even keep up with it. And I'm sitting here looking at live timing the whole time. I just got to give you credit for, your finish tonight, coming home in third. Absolute great race. You guys did a wonderful job, running this entire thing caution-free. But, Paul, you got any final words or anyone you'd like to thank tonight?
I just want to thank you guys for putting the show on and having the league. And like I said, just a great night of racing. And I'll see you next week.
Hey, man, that sounds great. All right, congratulations, Paul. Scott, I'm going to send it back to you there. I think you're standing with our second place finisher.
I am. I've got Bobby Hall Jr. right here. And Bobby, saw early on that you and Alex Healy, y'all looked to be working together for most of the night. And on the very first pit stop, y'all decided that was going to be y'all's pit stop to not take any tires, just take fuel and save your last three resets for the last three pit stops. But on the final pit stop, when you were closing down in on Carlson and Dylan, instead of taking 4, you decided to take 2. Now, with the information that you know now, do you think you would have taken 4, or would you have stayed strong in your choice to take 2?
I think if I would have ran maybe another 4, 5 laps, I think 2 would have been fine. I was battling with the lap cars and just trying to stay with their draft, but make me tight and then loose. And of course, pedaling the gas, you're losing time to guys on 4. And once they started catching me, I'm like, shoot, do I try to defend or just let them go? Fortunately, I let them go. And the lap cars definitely played a key role, me staying up there with them guys. And, ultimately, I'm happy with a P2. Could have been a P1, maybe on 4. I don't know. Hard to say.
Definitely hard to say. Once Carlson and Healy got around you, did you think there was any opportunity to get back by them? Because, every time we saw anyone take no tires, they obviously fell very quickly. But with you on 2, still the tire wear was fairly aggressive, but you were able to stick with them. Did you think there was any sort of chance that you might have been able to get back past them, or were you maybe thinking that Haley and Carlson would possibly get into it and wreck?
I think it definitely depended on the arrow going into the corner. Like if I can arc above Healy and then cross his bumper just right, my car wouldn't get loose, so I could stay in the gas. And then towards the end of that, like I could get under Healy, but I just couldn't, get the draft, to pass him. And I knew I couldn't try to pass him on the bottom the following lap. And then when the 113 was catching me, he was running a high line, so I was trying to arrow block at the same time. But, I got to thank the Bronco guy, the paint scheme, Dallas, for sticking in there with us. I mean, definitely put a feather in the cap on that racing. Like, that was some good racing, and it's okay. I'll take it. I'll take losing to a teammate.
Well, it was fun for us to watch, Bobby, and you won at Kansas. You finished second, so you're at a top 2 finishing rate for your 2 starts. Congratulations.
Yeah, qualified first, finish first. Qualified second, finish second. Maybe there's a trend there. I don't know.
Maybe there's a trend. We'll hope to see you back in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bobby. And now we'll move on to your winner of Alex Healy. And Alex, I mean, let's go ahead and air it out. Let's talk about
Let's
that
do
move
it.
into 3. What
Yep.
was your thought process? What was the conversation with Carlson? What all went on? Because y'all definitely obviously made contact. You were both able to keep it straight, but it obviously slowed his momentum down. You were able to roll on through and take the victory.
Yep. So leading up to that, I think maybe 2 or 3 laps before, I was able to poke my nose to the inside a couple times, and he was able to jump down in front of me, and I had to crack the throttle a couple times. And coming to the last lap, I didn't really think I was within striking range. Coming out of 2, he got a little loose, tapped the wall, and gave me just enough of a run. I was able to, I dove down there kind of early, and then he was coming down to his standard line, and maybe I was there, maybe I was coming up. I haven't looked at it yet. I didn't go in with the intention of wrecking him by any means. I don't prefer to win races like that, but come to the checkered flag. If I see an opening, I'm going to take it, and we'll race it out. I know it's maybe a little Jeremy Mayfield, Dale Earnhardt Sr. at Pocono way back in the day, but that's good racing. I would expect if the roles were reversed, I'd expect him to do the same to me, because we come out here to win. We don't come out here to finish second.
Well, I absolutely get that perspective, and going forward on the last lap. I mean, honestly, I thought it was a move. I get it. You had a great run from down the back straightaway and made contact with the wall. Are there more conversations between y'all after that? I know he was definitely frustrated, and obviously so. I think anyone would be in that situation. Are there any further conversations, or is it, hey, it happened. I feel bad about it, but we didn't wreck.
Yeah, I'll give him a little time. I might send him a message here in a couple hours or something. I've been on the receiving end of stuff like that before. I know it's not an awesome feeling, obviously, but like I said, I come here to win races, man. And he told me to have my head on a swivel next week. I absolutely will. If we're in a similar position, I don't expect him to give me an inch, and I think that's what makes for awesome racing.
Well, and you mentioned the next race, and I'm gonna check our schedule, see where we're going next week, because I want to make sure I know where we're going next week, because I think it's going to be a great one. And it looks like we've deviated from some of our schedules, so we might be. Oh, here's the remaining of it. Let's see, Bristol. Okay, okay. So it's Bristol, and that's what they say. So expectations not regarding Hunter Carlson, but expectations for you into a place like Bristol.
Man, it's so hard to say. I kind of look at short track racing the way that I look at super speedway racing. You can do the right thing for 100 laps, and then on the 101st lap, everything goes to what. It could be your fault. It could be something else. It's close quarters racing. It is a track I enjoy running. I'm not going to come out and call my shot and say I'm going to go back to back or anything. I do enjoy the track, but feels like more often than not, there's plenty of extracurriculars long before you get to the end of the race that'll interrupt any good strategy you think you have or anything like that. So I feel like you're always kind of behind the 8 ball, reacting more than being proactive there. So it's always a fun time. Usually, at least half of us leave there pissed off, but that's a short track racing, as Denny Hamlin says. So it'll be a good time. I always have fun there. I never really set super high expectations just because of the unknown, but it'll be a good time. Maybe me and Hunter will get to put a show on for you guys, and maybe he'll repay me, and I'll end up being the one that's a little teed off after the race.
Well, it's good to hear that you got a good attitude about it. And excuse me, that race is in a month. 2 weeks from now, we'll go to your home state, Kentucky, and we'll race
fantastic.
there. But don't worry, we will be having the fight at Bristol, but we'll be in Kentucky in 2 weeks' time, and maybe there you can take it back to back. Anyone you'd like to thank tonight, Alex?
Shout out to all my Flex Motorsports teammates, Bobby Hall, Matt Grenier, Dan Worthington, Wes Wigand, a couple other guys that weren't here tonight. But man, we've been racing together for, I don't even know, 3, 4, 5 years. Always a lot of fun to race with those guys. Shout out to my family. I know my wife Jessica and stepson Brantley were in there watching. So they were excited. They ran in here after the race. They always like to see me, grab a dub, but it was awesome, man. Which kudos to you guys on the broadcast. We've been around to a bunch of different leagues with, varying quality broadcasts, but that was the first thing I asked her after the first race was, how's the broadcast? And she said, you guys are awesome. So, shout out to you guys, everybody that helps make this league happen. Obviously we're newcomers on the scene. The last league we were in disbanded after last season. So we're looking for a home. I know I've probably ruffled a couple feathers tonight, but we're here for good hard race, and we're not out to, kill people on purpose or anything. So appreciate everybody that makes this happen, gave us the opportunity to come here and race with everyone. Obviously we're having a good time so far with me and Bobby going back to back, and we'll look to make it 3 in a row next week.
Well, congratulations, Alex. We'll see you in 2 weeks in your home state.
Yep. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Tracy. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, Alex. Thank you. That's going to wrap up all of our coverage this evening from everyone here with me and Tracy and us at Michigan. And Tracy, any final thoughts on the evening?
Well, I tell you, it was just one heck of a race. Scott, obviously me and you were calling that thing from start to finish, but My goodness, man, that was a tough one to keep up with. I'm not really used to that, kind of seeing guys shuffle through the field from top to bottom every single pit pit stop they make. So that was a bit crazy, but I really enjoyed it, and I super surprised at the tire wear and what new tires meant here at Michigan. Really wasn't prepared for that, so that was a super surprise as well. And also, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my man Colton Briner, who he had to spend, normally he's up here doing the broadcast and everything, but from what I understand, he had to push a little snow and ice today and clear the roads for everyone back in his hometown. So look forward to getting him back in here, and got a better voice and less of an accent than I do, so that's, I'm sure, a little more pleasing to the viewers. And one more thing, just want to say, flash this up real quick. 4 Wide Motorsports, still looking for race sponsorships. We have pretty much any kind of, whatever your budget is, we can fit you in there, whether it's the race, the green flag, caution, white flag, checkered. We got several sponsors already lining up. They're coming on in the next few races here. So you're going to be seeing some different sponsors coming on. And also want to make you aware that you can sponsor a full race sponsorship for $45. And out of that, $40 will go to the league bank, $5 will go to our pole winner. And let's see, one other quick thing just want to mention for Wide Motorsports is always looking for drivers. Pretty much whatever you're into. iRacing on Monday nights and Friday nights. NASCAR 25 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. They run with the PC and PS5 only. Drivers of all skill level. But as usual, throughout all these different leagues, we're looking for clean, respectable fun from everyone. So, Scott, that's pretty much all I got. Man, it was a blast to call race with you. Sorry, I couldn't do a better job. I swear. I don't know how we could have, though, with the information that we're given. The way these guys flew up and down through the scoring tower here, back and forth. It was just a couple of different shocks there between the tires and the way pit strategy worked for me. Anyway, I'm assuming you feel pretty much the same way.
I do. Obviously couldn't say it better myself, so I'll leave it there, Tracy. You're great at your job as always, whether you're in the booth or right behind the booth doing production. Tracy Brown, give him a hand, give him a bow. Appreciate all the work that he does behind the scenes here with the 4 Wide Motorsports Network. He is the anchor man when it comes to all of our broadcasts. We switch out, a lot of us announcers, depending on our schedules and when we're free. I like to be here as much as I can, but I've been busy. But Tracy, he is the anchor man. My name is Scott Shive. Thank you for watching along tonight in the coverage with the 4 Wide Motorsports Network. Race 11 from Michigan. In 1 week's time, we'll be back on Monday with the late models, and in 2 weeks, we'll be at Kentucky for yet another Truck Series season race. Only 4 more left to go until we crown a champion. Until then, good night.